Hello and welcome to my new revamped channel. I'm Simon. Because it's new and revamped, I've got nothing to work on. So the first thing I'm going to do is do a quick recording of making a model. And I've chosen an old lamp because it might come in useful later on. Oh, convenient. When I do some on the Substance Painter and other various things. That will do. That looks about the simplest. I'm not going to do any messing about. I'm not going to copy this. I'm not going to move it anywhere. I'm just going to keep coming back and having a quick look at this and do something similar. Not exactly the same. I don't fancy doing all this. It'd take too long. Right. Start with a nice cylinder. Let's have a look here when we've got. And scale that down there. Let's scale the top. We're going to sort this bottom out after. I just want the initial shape to start with. So I want to come in further than that, don't I? Like so. And then I'm going to extrude that. Let's have another quick look at here. We've got a little bit there. That will do for the little lip, I think. Maybe a bit more. And then I'm going to inset a little bit. And we're going to extrude because if I remember rightly just then. Yep, we have the hourglass figure here with a ring around the middle. So let's get this ring around the middle done. At this point I don't really worry about the sizes, etc. Of course I can always tweak them later. Like for instance these. I will just drag this in a little bit to get the hourglass. Let's say we're going to work on the low poly model here. Have a quick look like it's going to look like. That's not too bad. And let's see what we've got next. That looks to me like there's another little lip on there, another ring or whatever you want to call it, going around there. So I'm going to just extrude that little bit there. And the top, now we've got this massive bit here. So I'm going to extrude here to make this massive bit. And then we go across the middle and we've got to make that into some kind of circular shape. But the bottom is taller than the top, so I'm going to go up a bit with that. That's our central ring. And then I'm going to, let's get this out a bit, get some sort of shape on here. Yeah, it's not too bad. I'll put another ring in there because that'll matter after. And this bit, what I'm going to do is extrude there after I've beveled it a little bit. But not yet. Let's, that's actually quite a nice shape. I quite like that shape to start with. So, might keep that shape, or similar to that shape. These, oops. These I'm going to extrude, but I want to do something different here, so but not that. As we got an odd shape here, so which I don't particularly want. I shouldn't have done that yet. Let's flatten that Y. Flatten this one Y as well. This is quite a good happening because now it'll show you extra commands. I completely messed this up, but at the end of the day I don't think it's going to be that bad. It's not, it won't matter because we're inventing the shape anyway and the style of this, so it's not going to really matter. Let's just take this out a little bit more. It's a bit more of a bally shape. We'll come in a bit there. Yeah, quite like that shape. Right, okay. That shape's quite nice. Let's have a look what it's gonna look like. Reasonable. Let's have to one subdivide. Oh, it's a little thing there. Probably around about there. I can't make my mind up when that goes in. Well, the top comes, I think the top comes out rather than that going in. So I'm gonna take out the top a little bit. That looks like it's scaled down somewhat, so we're not gonna see it there, but we will have to, especially when it's painted. Oh, oops, wrong thing. We want to come in and we've got a little ring around there, so let's drag this all the way in. Bit more. Cut a little bit. And I'm going to give this a bevel. Actually, no, let's not. Let's go to there. It should be this little tiny ring here. Now we've got this odd shape going on here, so we're just going to go up to here-ish, I think. Yeah. Possibly. No. Change my mind again. Now I'm going to go to here and get this odd shape we've got going. That's the size, not too bad. This, because we want a ring, I'm going to bevel it, so therefore the hard edges don't affect it. Let's have a look. That's not too bad. Now, what have we got on here? We have another ring going on the top here. So we're going to extrude that. Extrude this. And because it's a ring, again, we're not going to want the hard edges, so I'm going to bevel them. And that should give us that ring effect after subdivision. Made a nice mess of the topology. And we're going to go up a tiny bit here on the inside, again, which we've already got. Too much. There's another little ring here, tiny, thin one this time. And then we have this pattern bit. That's supposed to see through, so we'll deal with that in a minute. When I've thought about how to deal with it. Let's do another bevel on here. Not too much of a bevel, because we want that ring. We've got the ring for that, okay. Top, how are we going to deal with this? Well, I'm going to come in and I'm going to extrude normal down. And then I'm not going to do that pattern because it would just take forever. So we are going to give it some kind of pattern. So let's just call this lamp, or lamp. It's now French. And I'm going to get this a cylinder. I'm going to whack it down as such and rotate it. Doesn't really matter at this point where. Put my lamp back on. Let's see how much. Let's just move that down a lot more, so it's in the middle there-ish. Let's get that. Not too bad. Well, not too bad if you're in my mind and you know exactly what I'm thinking. Right, now, move this over here somewhere. I'm going to use the put on command now on multiple faces, so I am going to right click put on, and then I'm going to just highlight all these. This is going to take a minute or two, I think. And then I'm going to right click, and there we go, put on. And this might look cool actually, yeah. And now, because I've got this mad idea, I'm going to use subdivision I'll move these so they're just poking through the other side. This is a bit, but it's going to take some time, and I'll probably make the odd mistake here and there. Here we go. Boolean difference, and I should put a hole through there. So I'm going to do that, repeat that all the way around, which makes me think I should have put it on a shortcut key, but I didn't. There. Now, quick auto on there. See what we've got. Yep, not too shabby. Okay. As we'd say in England, no wrong with that. Now, we can't see what's inside here, so I'm going to guess. Because I think I know. So I'm going to come here and let's have a look. Let's bevel this down a bit. Yeah, one more. And now center that and A. Now what I'm going to do here is I need a wick, so I'm going to put a space for a wick and use bevel to come out like so. That's an easy way of doing this, but I've done it this way now. I might extrude this wick and that's not too bad. Now, the glass. I'm going to use bounding box. I'm saving the bounding box here at that size. Again, a sphere, cylinder, and I'm going to scale and move the bounding box. And what we should have now is somewhere that fits exactly inside there. Right, okay. Get rid of the lamp for a second because I want to look at the glass part. Right. So what I want, or what I definitely don't want, is the glass to expand over the top of that. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to give it a little bevel, which will make whatever I do above more sensible. The glass is about equal to the height of the lamp. Okay, but the rounded part isn't. So I'm going to have to come down with this. I pretty much do what we did with the base of the lamp, which is turn it into a circular object. Ish. It's not the best circular object I've ever made. Excuse me. Oop. This to me looks like it should be a lot smaller. I'm not going to worry about all these things being exact for now. Let's just pop that up there. See, that's quite big. So what I'm going to do is just make sure I've got everything. Right, I'm going to drop that down. It's not that ugly. Let's give that a bit of a shape and make sure we haven't gone over the edges here, which we haven't. So nicely done. As you can see, I probably need another loop in there. going to intrude. That will give me an interior and exterior for that lamp. And then we'll do that. Now the problem we're going to have here is when I set this to give it an opacity, we're going to have little marks, I should imagine, somewhere. I'm going to attach this to this material, a side selection, and we have a see-through lamp. Now that just needs a little work on this base, I think. Maybe a bit thicker. There's also that little ring that goes around it. Could have used slide here, but I haven't done. So I'm going to bevel this, and I'm going to give it a bit of a lift there and there. So I'm going to put a ring on here. It isn't on the original, but I like the idea, so I'm doing it. Yeah. Yep, that's not too bad. So a quick look at the original. Well, it's a lamp. What we need now is, I'm going to hide the glass and the lamp, because there's something missing off that Google picture, and that is the little wheel that makes the wick go up and down. Now I'm going to rotate this. Let's get this so it's about the right size. A bit wheelie, isn't it? Just throw that in there. My extrude here. Oops, see that? Have a look on here when I press I. So therefore in this case I can't use I. So I'm going to just select them all, highlight them. That will do. I should imagine this is going to be a little nil thing. And then I'm going to get this and pop it in here somewhere. Get our wheel, cue it, S it, and put that where I want it, which is going to be there. Ish, I think. Maybe a bit more in. There. And then we have our little wheel, our glass. Let's stick them in the same part. Give it another subdivision, and there is a weird lamp. I quite like, to be honest. Well, the base looks a bit big. But that will do. That'll be our model for future. Hope you liked it. We'll UV map it next. Bye bye.